Welcome to Course 453, International Organizations. Study Section 10, Translational Actors. Introduction. Important developments in the contemporary global system have widened the international space for non-state actors to participate and shape events in the international system. The era of globalization has witnessed increased transnational movement, transactions, and cooperation among business organizations, private persons, socio-cultural groups, religious bodies, etc. Thus, it is not only states that form international organizations. There are a variety of non-state transnational actors that liberalists see as sharing the world stage with nation-states. Transnational actors include both business and non-profit actors that operate across borders. The business actors are referred to as multinational corporations (MNC), while the non-profit actors are the non-governmental organizations (NGOs). This study will be focusing on multinational corporations and other non-governmental organizations. We shall be examining the importance and role of multinational corporations and some other non-governmental organizations in international politics. Learning outcomes. When you have studied this session, you should be able to 1. Highlight the roles of MNC, 2. Describe NGOs. Multinational corporations. What are multinational corporations? Multinational corporations, MNCs, are large companies or firms that are doing business globally. They may have plants or factories in more than one state, pay tax in more than one state, or have investment in more than one state. Cabo and Ray, 2011, page 9. A multinational corporation is an oligopolistic firm that is headquartered in a particular state but has several subsidiaries located in different states of the world. Thus, the operations of a multinational corporation transcend national boundaries. Multinational corporations have become important international actors due to their influence in international politics in the past 2 or 3 decades. As a result, their growth in numbers and in strength. There are more than 78,000 multinational corporations with about 780,000 affiliates operating in the world stage. Sparrow and Hart, 2010, 129. Some of these multinational corporations command more finance, capital, and influence than some poor and weak states in the less developed part of the world. Some MNCs actually command a lot of influence in the politics of their host countries. MNCs are no longer mere firms in international commerce. At least a third of world trade now occurs within these firms. United Nations Conference on Trade and Development, 2008. Much of international trade now takes the form of multinational production and marketing. MNCs now open subsidiary firms in different countries where they produce those goods that were hitherto directly exported and imported across territorial boundaries. In recent times, series of these subsidiary firms have exceeded world total exports. The importance of MNCs in world politics can be better appreciated when we consider the politics of foreign direct investment in the relationship between the global south and the global north. MNCs have become the repository of finance capital which developing countries are scrabbling for in the politics of attracting foreign investors. Growing importance of MNC in global politics. MNCs have become important international organizations in world politics for a number of reasons. First, they operate in much more extensive geographical areas on the globe than many countries of the world. Second, they command enormous economic resources which make significant impact on the lives of peoples of the world. Activities of MNCs have more or less improved the living standard of people by enabling them to enjoy products of foreign technology. Third, MNCs play a key role in economic globalization and integration process. Fourth, economic resources of MNCs make them very influential in determining political events at both national and international levels. Criticisms against MNCs. There has been a rising wave of controversy surrounding the rise in importance and visibility of MNCs in global politics. One source of that controversy is the observation that most of the MNCs are from America. In the 1970s, 7 out of the 10 largest corporations in the world were American. However, by 1994, out of the 10 corporations in the world with the largest annual revenues, only 3 were American. Though the number of MNCs from other developed countries is increasing, the United States is still largely the primary source of foreign investment. There also has been a debate about the relationship between MNCs and the state. The neo-Marxists have argued that MNCs are a tool and source of power for developed states. The argument is that the developed capitalist states use MNCs to dominate and control the economies of the less developed countries. A related argument is that the transnational activities of MNCs undermine the sovereignty of their host countries. Also, MNCs have been accused of worsening the development prospects of the underdeveloped countries. The MNCs have become so transnationally influential that they are no longer amenable to control from both their home and host countries. Non-governmental organizations. What are non-governmental organizations? Non-governmental organizations are private international organizations that operate across territorial borders and have transactions in different countries. These include multinational organizations, Red Cross, Amnesty International, etc. They are private, non-business transnational organizations that have members and activities across state borders. The Yearbook International Organizations specifies that for an organization to qualify as an international NGO, it must have aims that are genuinely international in character, with the intention to cover operations in at least 3 countries, must contain members from at least 3 countries, and must have a constitution giving members the right periodically to elect a governing body and officers. Unlike MNCs that are profit-oriented, NGOs attempt to influence policies, help people, or connect people across borders. They are mainly non-profit-oriented bodies that under a wide range of humanitarian, religious, and socio-cultural activities. They may include religious bodies, Greenpeace, the International Federation of Red Cross and Red Crescent Societies, Amnesty International, International Basketball Federation, Save the Child, and the Rainforest Alliance. Several NGOs are springing up in various parts of the world in response to socio-cultural issues of interest to the members. The United Nations has so far recognized more than 3,000 groups as consultative groups to cooperate formally with the UN Economic and Social Council (ECOSOC). The rapid development in communication and transportation have enabled social groups to operate and mobilize membership in several countries. There is now a growing recognition of the importance of non-governmental organizations in relation to their effect on state policies and global policies through the creation of international norms and values. Their positions and contributions to world issues also help in shaping world public opinion. NGOs play important roles in maintaining international best practices on issues of humanitarian relief, assistance, Red Cross, environmental politics, Greenpeace, and human rights, Amnesty International, Human Rights Watch. In addition, NGOs also perform a variety of functions in international and state governance, Mo Ibrahim Foundation. They often carry out policy research, monitor state commitment to various international agreements, and participate in international negotiations, etc. NGOs also serve as channels for the deliver official development assistance to needy countries. In the words of Cabo and Ray 2011-129, NGOs today delivers more official development assistance than does the entire UN system. Criticisms against NGOs. There have been some criticisms against NGOs. There have been doubts about the altruism of some NGOs, the persistence of issues and problems for which NGOs mobilize funds from donors raise questions about where they are putting all those money. NGOs are also accused of deliberate denigration of local development efforts in a bid to promote their programs. They are accused of being undemocratic in nature, despite their posture of speaking for powerless and the voiceless in society. NGOs are largely unaccountable to anyone and are no effective mechanisms to regulate their activities and check their excesses. Study session summary. In this study session, we focused on transnational actors in the international system, and we noted that they include the multinational corporations MNCs and the non-governmental organizations NGOs. The MNCs are business firms that have extended their scope of business across several territorial boundaries. The enormous economic powers which MNCs control have made them very influential actors in international politics. NGOs are non-profit-oriented private organizations which operate and draw membership from different countries of the world. They render some humanitarian services and help in building public opinion on important international issues. This is the end of post 453. Thanks for listening.